Hey everybody, so today I'm bringing you an overview of my 10-gallon shrimp tank. My last video I showed you the tank with the McMastery, that 20-gallon long that's planted, and she had the fry that were about 3 weeks old. So since that time she has abandoned the fry, which kind of stinks, but the fry seem to be doing pretty well. They're big enough where they can kind of fend for themselves, and I see them all at eating time, so far so good. I may establish a tank at some point to try to grow them out a little bit more. But for now they're going to stay in there and we'll see what happens. So back to the shrimp tank. This is a 10-gallon planted tank. I always wanted to try a shrimp-only tank, and I really enjoy this tank a lot. It's really fun to watch. If you don't have shrimp or are thinking about keeping shrimp, I highly recommend it. They're really fun to watch. But they really show off more when they're by themselves in a tank. So if you have them without fish, that's really where they kind of show off and really shine in a tank like this. You can keep them with like live bearers and things like auto catfish. That would be fine, but any sort of tetra or large cichlid, they will eat the young at the very least, or the parents as well. So best to keep these things by themselves. So these are black crystal shrimp, and I also have some red ones in here as well. I don't see any in the frame right now. But the strain I started with was all black, and then some of the babies that the first parents had were red. So now I have black and red. There's a red one in the bottom right of the frame now, I see. But my colony is still mostly black, and recently I've had to downsize my colony because I had too many. And you can kind of see a little bit in the foreground here how the plant growth has suffered. And I'm pretty sure it's because there were too many shrimp and they just kind of ran out of food. So this plant here I had has nice little leaves on it, but I forget what it's called. It's kind of like it's like a miniature pennywort almost. But most of the leaves are gone, and I believe it's a combination of snails and shrimp not having enough food. So I downsized my colony. I've gotten rid of about 30 shrimp, given away and sold. And so I think the size of the colony is kind of settling in now. I may need to get rid of a few more at some point soon, but things are doing better now, I think. So in this tank, I have this special shrimp soil, which you can kind of see. It's similar looking to a small gravel, except it's more round and it's really light. So the shrimp can actually move the pebbles themselves and kind of dig underneath there if they find food. The plants seem to love it too. I have, on the left side of the tank, you see a Vesuvius sword, and that really doesn't grow well anywhere else in any of my tanks except for this tank. It really loves the conditions in this tank for whatever reason. I also have willow moss in the center, right about here, and just some assorted Anubias. I have Ludwigia. I have a Crinium colostrum, which is a really cool plant, but it stays small in this tank. I'd like to get a big tank one day to have it be a nice centerpiece plant because it is a really cool plant. I also have Phoenix moss, I believe, and just some other mosses and Java ferns. Pretty standard stuff, nothing too crazy. I do have Hellfire in the back left. I got that at PetSmart. I like that PetSmart carries that plant now, so if you get the chance, go to PetSmart and see if your local one has that. It's a really cool plant. Needs a little bit more light than I probably can provide, but mine will at least survive for quite a while. So also in this tank I have a coconut cave, which I try to put in all of my tanks. So if you guys haven't used coconuts before, they are great in fish and shrimp tanks, especially if you have South American cichlids or any type of fish that appreciates soft water. They leach a lot of tannins and help soften your water a little bit, so they are great for that sort of thing. The shrimp also love to feed on the husk and all that outer stuff that is on the shell, so it's really good for stuff like that. I need to get a new one soon. I think in a future video I may show how to make those if anyone's interested, so I may try to do that. It's pretty easy. So that's about it for the shrimp tank today. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to answer in the comments. I probably have about 40 or so shrimp in this tank now, which is probably still a little bit too many, but I'm down from where I was. Eventually I'd like to add another species here. I may try to add a variety of cherry. I may try to add like the orange ones or maybe something like that. I like the color contrast there. But that's about it. If you guys have any questions about the crystal shrimp, just let me know. And until next time, thanks guys.